is economic terrorism. It is. When you're trying to destabilize an economy.
It was quite clear that there was an agenda behind the short sellers' attempts to bring down reputed groups and companies.
ये एक रिसर्च संस्था है, उसके मालिक ने घोषणा की है कि वो रिसर्च संस्था वो बंद करने वाले हैं। इसका माने ये नहीं है कि मोडानी को एक क्लीन चिट मिला है।
I would go on to say that it was nothing short of an act of economic anarchism and economic terrorism.
That question
Yes, it is economic terrorism. It is. When you're trying to destabilize an economy, right? First, you announce it well in hand, right? You announce the so-called findings of, Hindenburg, and then after it has some impact, right? You've already taken short positions. Before the announcement, the principles behind Hindenburg have already taken a short position, right? Which means the whole idea was to profiteer from it, right? And not only profiteer, then to cause damage. Now, if we are right that George Soros, who controls the Democratic Party deep state, and there's a lot of evidence for the kind of control he exercises over Hillary Clinton, Obama, and Biden, right? And not surprisingly, President Biden has just given him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is a very high civilian award in the United States. So, given the fact that it is George Soros who is behind this attempted economic devastation of India, the signal seems to be that we can control you by controlling your economy.
And if I said I was surprised, that would not be an accurate assessment, because I think things have changed since this rather politically motivated report started coming out from the short seller Hindenburg, and the timing. But the timing is interesting. 4 days before President Trump is assuming office as president for the second time. So I think obviously the people backing Hindenburg, and of course Mr. Nathan Anderson is the person heading it, he is backing away, he's leaving. And I think that's a message in itself as to what to expect, really, because I think it was quite clear that there was an agenda behind the short sellers' attempts to bring down reputed groups and companies.
we were faced with a baseless accusations made by a foreign short seller that questioned our decades of hard work. In the face of an unprecedented attack on our integrity and reputations, we fought back and proved that no challenge could weaken the foundations on which your group has been established. These foundations happen to be our three core values: courage to withstand, trust in our capabilities, and commitment to our purpose.
What is evident from the news that has just emerged, that Hindenburg has shut down its shop and wound up its operations, that it was nothing more than a motivated, sponsored, organized, targeted attack directed to destabilize the Indian economy. I would go on to say that it was nothing short of an act of economic anarchism and economic terrorism. But now that this Hindenburg report, which lacked in credibility, it was facing an investigation in the United States, the Supreme Court had dismissed its report, the Supreme Court had ordered that Hindenburg should be probed for the kind of losses it had caused to the Indian taxpayers and Indian investors while profiteering from them. Even though it lacked complete credibility, there was an Indian alliance partner of Hindenburg, the Congress Party and its ecosystem, that lapped up Hindenburg report as if it was a gospel straight from God. Today the question should be to the Congress Party and its ecosystem that now that Hindenburg itself has wound up its operations, will you wind up your entire bag of lies directed only and only at undermining the Indian state and Indian economy? In the Virod of one person or one party, you have taken assistance of these Videshi alliance partners sponsored by Soros and other elements who are antithetical to the emergence and rise of India, who want to destabilize India, and you have targeted India. You have ensured that just for some political gain, and perhaps little more than political gain, perhaps even some kind of other gains, pecuniary or otherwise, you have ensured that the Indian economy, Indian state and Indian people suffer. Today the Congress Party and its ecosystem must answer that what was the reliance that they were placing on Hindenburg report. ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है? Why were they always using these Hindenburg reports and next day stalling parliament? The entire circle is now complete. That from the foreign soil, indication and fuzzy reports used to come, and on Indian soil, certain elements who anyways are saying that our fight was against the Indian state, use those fake propaganda reports to destabilize Indian economy. Rahul Gandhi, Congress Party must not only clarify, but they must apologize, because even their own allies later on struck a different note from them as far as this Hindenburg report and the entire issues that they were raising with regard to this Hindenburg report. Today, Congress Party must answer and clarify, and they must apologize to Indian people for attacking Indian state and Indian economy at behest of certain forces sitting abroad.
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। ये एक रिसर्च संस्था है, उसके मालिक ने घोषणा की है कि वो रिसर्च संस्था वो बंद करने वाले हैं। इसका माने ये नहीं है कि मोडानी को एक क्लीन चिट मिला है। बिल्कुल गलत है। देखिए 2 साल पहले मार्च 2023 को हमने ये पुस्तिका निकाली थी, हम अडानी के हैं कौन, और हमने 100 सवाल पूछे थे प्रधानमंत्री से इस मोडानी महाघोटाले के संदर्भ में। इस 100 सवालों में से सिर्फ 21 सवाल हिंडनबर्ग रिपोर्ट से आए थे। 21 सवाल, सिर्फ 21। बाकी सिर्फ 80 सवाल जो थे वो अडानी के बारे में था, जो मोदी सरकार की नीतियों के कारण हमने ये सवाल पूछे थे। को अर्थव्यवस्था में आप एकाधिकार बढ़ रहा है, अडानी को सारे हवाई अड्डे बेचे जा रहे हैं, सारे बंदरगाह बेचे जा रहे हैं, सारे सुरक्षा के ठेका जो डिफेंस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है उन्हीं को दिया जा रहा है, सीमेंट फैक्ट्रियां, सारे के सारे सीमेंट फैक्ट्री अडानी खरीद रहे हैं, जहां देखो वहीं अडानी। और यही तो हमने सवाल उठाया था प्रधानमंत्री से, क्यों एकाधिकार आप बढ़ा रहे हैं। ये नई अर्थव्यवस्था जो न्यू इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसी 1991 में हमने जो अपनाया था, उदारीकरण की परिभाषा क्या है? उदारीकरण की परिभाषा है प्रतिस्पर्धा होनी चाहिए, कंपटीशन होनी चाहिए। पर पिछले 10 साल में आप देख रहे हैं सार्वजनिक क्षेत्र की कंपनियां बेचे जा रहे हैं अडानी को, और अलग अलग अर्थव्यवस्था के अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में सिर्फ अडानी ही अडानी है। तो ये कहना कि हिंडनबर्ग कंपनी बंद किया जा रहा है, इसकी वजह से मोडानी को क्लीन चिट मिला है, ये बिल्कुल गलत है।